Hello students, welcome once again to my channel. Now in this section we have a log and an exponential equation over here. So let's quickly look at that. I'm going to solve this equation. I'm going to solve this using four method, right? So I'm going to solve this using four method. If you are new here, please like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we post a new video. Yeah. So let's look at it. Now we have just 600 and then 25, then there's that 125 in this case. So this is just the first method, right? So what we're going to do is that we are going to use substitution. So use substitution. So using substitution, we are going to let's say u equal to log base 3x, so log base 5x in this case, right? So if that is the case, that which means that 625 here is just u here being equal to 125 in this case. Now if we look at the basis over here, realize that we can write this basis in terms of 5, right? So this is just 5 to the power 4 here, then we have u, and then we have 5 to the power 3 here in this case. Now since the bases are the same, what we do is to equate the exponent. So we have 4u here being equal to 3 in this case, and therefore u here is just 3 over 4. But remember, we want to look at what is s, right? So if we said that let u equal to log 3, the log base 3x here, so which means that log base 3x here equals to 3 over 4, and therefore from here what we can do is to take this to the other side. So we have x here being equal to the cube root of x here will be equal to, this goes to raise the whole thing up. Yeah, it goes to raise the whole thing up. So from here we have the fourth root rather of 3 cube, and then also s will be equal to the fourth root of 1 2 5 in this case. So that will be x in this case. That will be x. Now let's look at the second method. So with the second method we have so the second part, right? For the second method, let's write the whole of this again, base 5x here being equal to 125, right? Now what I'm going to do is to write this in terms of 5. So we said that is 5 to the power 4, and then we have log base 5x here being equal to, but then I'm going to maintain this as the same, right? So in this case, what I can do is that from properties of log, I can move this to the top there. So we have log base 5x to the power 4 being equal to 125 in this case, right? Now from properties of log, right, what we can do here is that if you have a raised to the power log base a, right, and then x here, this is just going to be give you equal to x, and then you can quickly do that by equating this to a variable, let's say k, and then what you do is to log both sides, and therefore we are going to get the value being equal to x. So this is from one property of log. So since we have 5 here, and then we have 5 here, and then we have the base 5 here, we can write the whole of this as x. So if that is the case, then which means that the whole of this here is x. So x, and therefore to the power 4 being equal to 125, and therefore x in this case is just so s in this case is just equal to the fourth root of 125 in this case, as we had in the first one. So we can have this, but so we can have this. Now let's look at the third way of doing this. So for the third part, what I'm going to do is to okay, so what we did here was to just apply fourth root on both sides, right? But then remember, we are just going to get plus or minus, right? So s is going to be plus or minus the fourth root of 125 in this case. But then remember, from the general one, which is this one, defining the domain of the general one here, realize that we cannot have two solutions. Why? Because when we define the equation, realize that s is to s belongs to all real numbers except that when s is less or equal to 0, right? So which means that in order for this equation to be defined, s should be greater than 0 in this case. So if s should be greater than 0, because if you take the log of a negative number, you get undefined, it will be undefined. So which means that s should be positive values. So in this case, which means that our x here is just equal to 4 the root of 125 without the negative part, because for the negative part is going to be undefined in that particular case. So now let's look at the third method. Now for the third method, what we are going to do is that if we have 625 and the log base 5x here being equal to 125, right? For the third method, what we'll do is that we are going to multiply or just multiply both sides by the log base 5, right? Log base 5. So doing that, log base 5 on both sides, we have log base 5 6 2 5, and then we have log 5x here being equal to the log base 5 here, and then we have 125 in this case, right? Now for this one, what we do is to realize that with the whole of this, I can bring this one down here, right? So we have log 5 base 5x here, and then we have log 625. Remember, they are multiplying, equal to the log base 5 125 in this case. Now we have this, so we can write log, remember, is to base 5, so log base 5, and then 625 is just 5 to the power 4, and then we have 125 is just 5 to the power 3. So we can write this as 5 here, and then we can have just 4 here, and then log, because we can bring this one in front, we can also bring the exponent in front. So 5 5, and then we have 5 3 here, and then 5. So realize that one property of log is that if the base is the same as what is here, then basically equal to 1, right? So we have log base 5x here being equal to, so we have 3, and then let's send the 4 to the other side here. So we have 3 over 4 in this case. So in order for us to find x, this goes to raise it up. So we have x here being equal to 3 over 4, or 3 over 4, sorry, s here equal to 5, then to the power 3 over 4 in this case, right? So from here, we are just going to get something like x here being equal to just the fourth root of 5 cube, and then we have fourth root of that is just 125 in this case, right? So that will be the third method. Now another method that we can use, so let's look at the fourth method. Now for the fourth method, what we do is that we have 625 to the power log base 5x here being equal to 125 in this case. So another thing we can also do with this one is to use the substitution method. So we let a variable, let's say u here, equal to the log base 5x here. So therefore x here will just be 5 to the power u equal to x in this case. So quickly, what we are going to do is to just replace it here, right? So we have 625 log base 5x is just u in this case equal to 125 in this case. Now we can write this in terms of base 5. So we have 5 to the power 4u being equal to 5 to the power 3 here, right? So realize that or another thing that we can quickly do is that we can just leave it in the 125, right? And then we can write the whole of this as 5u to the power 4 here being equal to 125, right? Now 5u we said from here is just x, so x to the power 4 being equal to 125 in this case. We fourth root both sides, right? And this goes away, and therefore our x here is just equal to plus or minus 125. But remember, we said from the beginning that defining the expression or defining the general expression, s should be greater than 0, right? So we only consider the positive part. So therefore we can conclude that x here is just equal to the square root of the fourth root of 125. That is the positive part. So in each and every cases we have s being equal to the fourth root of 125, and so we can use any of the method in solving this type of questions. So thank you very much for joining me in this session. I hope this session was helpful. If you are new here, please like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we post a new video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in another section.